Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is underway at Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. Here are the 7 best things you can do while you're there. There are so many things going on during Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party that you can't possibly do it all in one night, but we're hoping to highlight the best of the best to help you decide if you want to go or the best way to spend your time during the party. Let us start with the most popular characters, which usually have the longest lines of anything in all of the Halloween party. Of these options, you will want to choose just 1 or 2 to prioritize because you will not have time to do them all. The most popular option by far is Jack and Sally. They meet at Mickey's Town Square, and though the party officially begins at 7, you can line up to meet them as early as 4 o'clock, and they will usually start meeting around 4:30. This line builds very quickly, so being there as close to 4 o'clock as you can will be key to reducing your wait times. You could also choose to meet them at the end of the party, which is convenient since it's at the front of the park, and you can do that just before exiting the party. There are a few other really popular options where you will want to either line up before the party begins, so you don't wait an hour or more during the party, or wait until later in the night when the wait times have decreased. The first of those is Pooh and Friends, which is a rare chance to meet 4 characters at once, and because of that, the line builds and builds. Consider hopping in line for them around 5:30, where they will likely start meeting around 6:30. You will also have Minnie, Donald, and Daisy who meet together in their Halloween costumes at Dumbo. They are not only popular, but the line moves very slowly. This is another one you might consider getting in line for around 5:30 or so. Another option is Elvis Stitch, who meets in Tomorrowland. You might want to hop in line to meet him around 6 or 6:15 so you can reduce your wait time and be done meeting him before the party officially starts. One last one worth mentioning is Belle and Gaston, who meet just outside Maurice's Cottage, the attraction where Enchanted Tales with Belle has been in the past. You don't necessarily need to line up super early for them, but it is worth knowing that they cut the line off every hour when the number of people reaches a certain amount they can handle for that hour. So be sure to get in line for that right before the top of an hour, whichever hour you choose, before they cut the line off. For instance, you might get in line just before 8 o'clock, before the line is cut off around 8:10 or 8:15. There are also characters that are either unique to the party or unique in how they're grouped at the party that you might want to focus on outside of the popular ones I already mentioned. This year, that includes Jasmine and Genie in Adventureland, who alternate in the same space with Aladdin and Abu. Right near them in Adventureland is Jafar. Over in Fantasyland, there are several, including the Queen of Hearts and the Tweedles, who appear at Mad Tea Party. Near to them, you can also meet Alice and Mad Hatter together. One more Fantasyland pairing that is fun is Ariel with Eric, who meet near Under the Sea Journey of Little Mermaid. Next up, there are a few characters that you can meet outside the party, but during the party, they appear in their Halloween costumes. That includes Goofy, who meets near Barnstormer. There are also a couple of dance parties where you can dance with characters. One is in Storybook Circus, and it features Vampirina, Fancy Nancy, Doc McStuffins, and Timon. And another one in Tomorrowland where you can dance with characters from Monsters, Inc. And finally, there are some characters that appear at the party who are just the same as any time outside the party. That includes the princesses at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. That usually means Tiana, Rapunzel, Cinderella, and Elena. It also includes some characters who are roaming. You have Anastasia and Drizella, who roam Fantasyland, and the Country Bears, who you can find in Frontierland. The last character that appears but isn't unique to the party is Captain Jack. He meets at the stage just outside Pirates of the Caribbean. So far, we've talked about who is appearing at the party, but I wanted to also mention who isn't, because there are some that have not made their return in 2022. Those include the 7 Dwarfs, who in the past have all appeared together, Moana, Lotso Bear, and Tarzan and Friends. The next thing we're doing at the Halloween party is seeing the Boo to You parade. This parade is very popular because it has several unique floats, including the Spectral Bride, who hovers through the parade with the Haunted Mansion waltzing spirits right behind, the Gravediggers, who spark the pavement with their shovels as they go, as well as many other fun floats and performers that appear throughout. The route for this and many Magic Kingdom parades has it starting in Frontierland, going toward the hub area in front of the castle, and then ending at the front of the park after it goes down Main Street. The most popular and busy spots for viewing will be the hub area in front of Cinderella Castle, as well as the front of the park near the flagpole. Viewing from Frontierland is usually really convenient, but if you're interested in taking pictures of videos, you'll have to watch the lighting that is in this area because it can create a lot of glares. The parade takes place twice during the party, with the second parade usually being a lot less crowded than the first. There are even a couple of things that happen while you're waiting for the parade to begin. One is that the Headless Horseman usually appears along the route a few minutes before the rest of the parade follows. If there's been any rain, however, this part will likely not take place for safety reasons. And people waiting near the front of the park will also have a little pre-parade dance party to enjoy while they wait, featuring Max Goof. The third thing worth seeing during the Halloween party is the Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. This stage show features the mischievous Sanderson sisters from Disney's Hocus Pocus, who return to the mortal world for one night during the Halloween season. This show lasts for about 20 minutes and takes place 3 or 4 times during the party, depending on the date that you'll be attending. The area just in front of the stage, which is between the trolley tracks and Cinderella Castle, will be very, very congested, and you might find it better to be just behind the trolley tracks for better views and more space. Next up is the Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular fireworks that are shown once per night during the party. These fireworks replaced Hallowishes in 2019, and like many of the newer shows, are much more projection heavy than their predecessors. This fireworks show features Jack Skellington as host and includes not only projections, but lasers, special lighting effects, and of course lots and lots of fireworks. Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Goofy join in on the adventure as Jack tells the story of how anything can happen on Halloween night. Because of the combination of projections and fireworks, the best view for this will be toward the back side of the hub in front of Cinderella Castle. This area is popular and people will line up in this space well before the fireworks begin, but there is also a fireworks dessert party available during the Halloween party, which will provide you reserved viewing in this area. Booking the dessert party does make the party very pricey if you combine the price of the ticket and the dessert party reservation, but it will give you reserved fireworks viewing in a great spot, plus treats and drinks. The party also offers some fun photo ops that you might want to make time for while you're there. The first of these types are magic shots, which are photos taken by photographers, and then special elements are inserted later. During the party, there are several magic shot options available, but a tip to make getting these easier, be sure to ask photographers on Main Street for magic shots because they will usually be able to do several at one time. There are magic shots available outside of Main Street, but this is a way to get multiple done at once. Other than the magic shot photo ops, there are also photo ops with props or special effects that you can take with PhotoPass photographers. Be sure to look out for opportunities during the party for these if you attend. And then new this year, you can pose inside 3D step-in photo frames. There are 5 different ones you will find, and they are marked on the party map. Some of these are out before the party, and some become available right at 7 when the party officially begins. 2 of these photo ops are located inside the former Stitch's Great Escape attraction. One of those is themed after Monsters, Inc., and another after Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. There is also a Hocus Pocus 2 option, which is located behind Ye Olde Christmas Shop in Liberty Square, a Sleepy Hollow backdrop near Tomorrowland Terrace and Plaza Garden Restaurant, and 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, located near Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Another thing you might consider doing during the Halloween party are the 4 rides that have special Halloween themed overlays, but some of them are better than others. The first choice is at the Mad Tea Party, where you can ride in the teacups with special Halloween lighting and music playing. This definitely isn't a must-do, but it is a fun twist on a classic ride. Next is Pirates of the Caribbean, which adds live actors in their pirate roles, both in the queue and on the ride itself. A third ride option is at Space Mountain, where they turn down the lights to make it pitch black and turn on the Halloween music as you ride. This is probably the best of the rides and often begins at 6 o'clock before the party officially begins at 7. Lastly is Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, which really becomes kind of a combo trick-or-treat station and ongoing Halloween-themed show. If you want a spot to sit down, enjoy some air conditioning, and be entertained, this is a good option. And the last thing we think you should consider doing during the party is at Haunted Mansion. You'll notice that I didn't mention it in the ride overlay section, and that's because the ride itself isn't different, but it is worth mentioning because there are a couple of tweaks to point out. First, you will notice the lighting and dry ice at the attraction is different than normal, and many people like to take pics out front with the new look. There isn't a PhotoPass photographer out for this, so be sure to have your own camera ready. Another thing worth mentioning is that you'll see live entertainment in the queue. These performers, such as Madame Carlotta, used to meet on the lawn in front of the attraction, so anybody could easily pop in to watch, but you'll now see this in the graveyard just before entering the building, which means you must get in line to ride Haunted Mansion to see them. In addition to those 7 things to do during the party, there are some other options as well. There is, of course, trick-or-treating available during the party with several spots marked on the map, including some attractions which become trick-or-treat stations during the party. They do hand out bags to use, but you're free to use your own if you would like. Allergy-friendly bags are available to denote that someone has food allergies. At the trick-or-treat stations, they are given tokens rather than candy that can be taken to the allergy spot in Liberty Square to be redeemed for safe options. However, the tokens are not required. You can head right to the allergy location to get safe options even without tokens. The tokens are used mostly to help kids not feel left out at the trick-or-treat stations. Another thing is special entertainment. There are a couple of options available you might want to check out. I mentioned dance parties with characters when I talked about character meets earlier, but there also is a Zom Beats Bash dance party, which is located inside Cosmic Rays and features zombie and cheerleaders you may want to check out. There are also the Cadaver Dance Barbershop Quartet, who perform their ghoulish medley of popular tunes for guests in Frontierland on the balcony by Country Bear Jamboree. You also might want to just ride rides. I mentioned rides with overlays earlier, but you can also ride any of the other rides during the party. While they won't have anything special on them during the party that is Halloween themed, they will likely have much lower weights than you'll find during a normal Magic Kingdom day. There is always event-related merchandise available, and that is no different this year with several items available to purchase at the Emporium on Main Street. Shopping for exclusive merch is always popular, but we do recommend guests interested in buying items get their party banned before the party begins, which you can do as early as 4 o'clock, and then go shopping before it officially begins at 7. They will allow you to buy items before the party as long as you have your party band on. And then there are special treats available to purchase at quick service and snack spots throughout the park. These are in addition to the regular menu and are especially themed for Halloween. Unfortunately, mobile ordering is not available during the party, however. So that covers most of what takes place at the Halloween party, which doesn't have 100% of the offerings as it did before the shutdowns, but it does have most. The prices have gone up a lot in recent years, so you will have to figure out if it makes sense for you. For families with little ones who are debating it, we only really recommend it if you have little ones who can stay up late or sleep in a stroller, since it would be very difficult to justify the price tag if you end up leaving before even having the time to really get your money's worth. So what about you? Will you be attending this year, or do you have any questions for us? We would love to hear from you in the comments. Thanks for watching.